My name is Billy Collins, magician, entrepreneur, and most important, I'm a dad. And this is Tipsy Talk, the show where I sit and have a beverage and talk with some amazing people from the world of entertainment, business, and influencing. I've worked behind a bar for 15 years, and I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. As I began talking with these people, I learned a valuable lesson that everyone has a story. What's up, gang? Welcome back to Tipsy Talk. I'm your host, Billy Collins, and on this episode, I sit down with world-class guitarist, Mr. Justin Castellano. He's not only a world-class guitarist, he's a businessman, and he's a dad, which makes him a perfect candidate for my show, Tipsy Talk. But first, guys, before we get into the video, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You'll see it down below, but there's a picture right there. Over here, there's going to be a notification bell. I need you to go ahead and smash that too. I got videos. I want you to see them. Guys, here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tipsy Talk. My name is Billy Collins. My guest today is world-class guitarist. It's kind of hard to say. I want to say magician, but guitarist, Justin Castellano. Justin, thank you so much for joining me today, sir.
Hey, well, thank you for having me, brother. It's always a pleasure.
So we're going to start with the open call. You ready for that?
I'm ready, man.
All right. When I open your tab, I'm just going to ask you a question, and we're going to roll with it. So Justin, put everything aside, everything that you've done. Who is Justin?
Well, I'm a guitarist. I mean, I think that's how I identify myself. Musician, wannabe, I guess, composer.
Dad?
Dad, yeah. I thought you said put it all aside, just me.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That would be the most important thing then. If to be called anything dad is probably the coolest thing.
I think so. I mean, I got three.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call me dad. I forgot what they call me anyway. So, so Justin, and take us back to the beginning. Now, I know you've been a guitarist for 25 years.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for quite some time. Take us back to day one when you actually picked up the guitar for the first time.
So my dad plays guitar, and it was always in the house. Like when I was a kid, there was always a guitar in the corner of the room. Back in the day of the box TVs and everything, it was propped against there. And I had started with piano, and I was teaching myself chords and stuff like that. I think he showed me little piano chords. And I took lessons. They signed me up for some lessons with this church musician. And I just really hated it. I just hated the, having to read and all that stuff. I have the guitar player first, I guess. And the idea that you couldn't just take the piano outside real easy and just kind of pick, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was about, I think I maybe started a little bit at 8, just maybe playing a chord, but it wasn't nothing. It wasn't until I was 12 that the obsession happened, where it was just like, I can't put this thing down. I wanted to know everything and learn everything I possibly could. And it's something that's carried on until, I'm almost 40. So, so from 12 and to now, I mean, it's just an obsession. It really is. I mean, like in high school, passing up dates to go practice, or leaving parties early so I I heard this lick on the radio or at a buddy's house, I'm gonna go work that out, or I mean, it's just really an obsession.
So can you play by ear, or is it just something that you have to look up? And my brother's a really good guitarist, but he can play by ear.
Yeah.
I guess is that even possible? Or maybe he's just making that up.
No. All right, so I can read sheet music, and that's probably it depends on what I'm playing though. If it's a pop tune, I'd rather just do it by ear, because it's the arrangement that you're learning on a guitar, and that's kind of a hard thing to talk about, but yeah, I play by ear as well. So like if I hear something, I could find it, I guess is the best way to say it to people on the guitar. So I think nowadays every musician should be able to do both. Is my reading great? No, probably not, but guitar's never really that great. But I can read, like if I have to, every once in a while I'll pick up some sheet music, a Bach, and butcher through it a little bit. But yeah, play by ear. Most of the time when I learn songs now for my set, I don't really trust the sheet music, because that sheet music somebody worked out by ear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an interpretation.
Yeah, so I like to interpret it my own way. So I listen to the record and try to get the vibe of what it is, and then I find how I want to do it, because I'm notorious for playing things the Justin way. And it's not so much I can't do it just like the record, it's more my singing that really holds me back with that. But finding the way I want to do it on the guitar, that's actually a really fun thing all in itself. Arranging, it could be any song too. It's its own poetry, its own fun. I mean,
yeah.
And then you get it to where it's at a concert or performance level. But yeah.
So how many hours do you practice? I know right now we talked earlier and you said that you're in quarantine, so you're kind of taking this time for your family. But on a other than quarantine basis, how much do you practice?
All right, so when I'm like in the groove, I don't really practice at all anymore. I'm more of I play, and I experiment and I goof off, and and so what I do is in this room here, I have my little iPad. It's how I record all my little CDs. But I'll come in here about, maybe it depends on how motivated I am, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. On days I'm not playing a gig. Usually if I'm playing a gig, I'll warm up before the show, but I'll try not to play too much. But anyway, so about 9 o'clock, and I'll record and make up stuff or work on arrangements until, I don't know, 1 or 2, and I'll do that about it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
But that's pretty much it. And then if I have something that really inspires me, like a new little theme for a piece, I'll record it and try to release it. But most of it is absolute nonsense. And I just catalog it, because there maybe be like 3 seconds of something that I really like I did, and I label it, and then if I'm burnt out and I don't have anything to say, I'll go through my little folder and be like, well, let me go back to this little thing. What was this? Can I develop this more? Does it have a new freshness to it? But yeah, it's a bunch of it's a bunch of goofing around, really.
So your calluses on your fingers must be like, you could probably rip somebody's heart out with, right? Because my fingers are, when I try to play the guitar.
Well, with the I switched to a nylon string, which if people aren't familiar with what that is, it almost feels like fishing line. It's nylon, it's softer. When I played steel string, I used to play like 12s or 13s. Yeah, my calluses were like, they were pretty hard. When I go to the doctor to get my finger pricked, they couldn't get the needle through. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
But now the nylons doesn't take the same amount of, but they feel like leather, I guess. But what I always tell people, even with the strongest calluses, if you're playing a lot of gigs, especially with steel string, super glue them things, man. Because after a show outside and it's a little humid, it'll rip your callus off, and you got raw meat. So you just super glue the end of it and let it dry.
Hey, see, you learned something here on Tipsy Talk.
I actually like to do that. Yeah, I like to do that too before I would do recordings on my steel string, because if you get a nice layer of super glue, you'll get rid of finger squeaks too on the steel string.
Oh yeah, you can slide real easier.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I like that.
Just let it dry though, because you know. I tell that to students and they like do it and then touch their guitar and I'm like, oh, dude, really?
So if I send you a picture with my fingers stuck to my side of my head,
you should make that a magic trick. That'd be pretty cool.
So let's go to your shows. So when you perform, what's your mindset before you step on stage?
Entertain them people.
Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, smile at them, make sure they know that you know they're there. And for me, you look for the ones that are giving you the energy and you give it right back to them. And then hopefully that'll filter to the other people. And then now we got these people. Now we got, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. And now when somebody books me to play my stuff, it's a little easier because they just want to hear what I do. It's not like a random dude in here playing guitar. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But, so it just depends. But
I love that when you getting that one person and it's almost the ripple.
You're playing
ripple
for them.
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best advice I ever got was, you don't care what they say after the show. The best thing somebody could say to you after your show is when you're going to be back. That's not that you're the best thing ever or that was the most amazing. You want them to say when you're going to be back. That's all you want.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, and to me, that's, you know, when I was younger, you know, you get Tipsy, you're like, yeah, he's the best thing ever. It's like the older you get, you're like, nah, there's tons. I mean, everybody has that thing like, who's the best kind of thing. It's like, nah, man, it doesn't work that way. It's this guy says this guy says that. And when they want to see the way I play, that, you know what I'm saying, they do that. But that's the best thing somebody could say, I think.
So with your sets, how often do you change up your sets?
Well, lately I've been a little slack, but basically I have a core set and I just substitute things in and out. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on where I am, if I'm playing in a dinner restaurant, you know, I'll do different stuff than I would do in a drinking bar. Or
so you have different menus for your
whatever. Kind of something like that. Yeah, sure. And the way I play, since I could play this song like really hard over the top, or I could play it like a really nice little sweet. And that, to me, that's something I always gravitated towards with people I listen to. Like, you know, you hear people say he plays how he feels. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but like I could play a song like and be in a really good mood and it come out completely different than if I'm like not so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, I like that. So I could play it real subdued if I wanted to, or I could play it real pretty, or I could change the style of it a little bit. So that's kind of how I'll work it. Like if there's a lot of older people in the crowd, you know, I'll try to cater to that. You know what I mean? And if people are drinking, I'll try to cater to that. You know, I'll cut up with them.
Yeah. It's kind of like that with magic too. Is you just
absolutely.
You know, I have different sets for different venues, and then when I'm in a crowd, if I see someone enjoying it, if they want more, I can borrow from those other sets because I pretty much carry everything with me now. I've kind of got the show down to a science, I guess you would say.
Yeah, but we're entertainers. That is our job. I mean, you know, they're not going to see. I mean, maybe they are seeing how good we are, but they want to have a good time at the end of the day of it. I mean, that's what it is, and I think that's our job.
Yeah, very true, very true. So I know that you've inspired me, but is there a certain person, genre, feeling that inspires you?
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, it's more so nowadays it's not so much music that inspires me. I mean, there is some stuff that inspire me. I don't listen to music as much as I used to. But it's more like I was saying before, like I did this record called Cloud Fascination, and I was playing these gigs, outdoor gigs, and I just was like taking pictures of I was like, man, that is just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm a science geek, so I know why they're clouds and everything. But just looking at it, it's just like, man, that's just really amazing. To me, stuff like that is inspiring. It's just like, wow. or explaining to my son why it rains. Like, yeah, we know what it is, but that's just crazy. I mean, like,
it's just you take it for granted it's there. So
yeah, and you're just like, man, that's just ridiculous. Because if you look at any other planets in the solar system, how odd it is, or I don't know. To me, I know that seems kind of like out there artisty, but to me, I think that's very inspiring to me. Or like I was saying, that other record, Redshift, about galaxies flying away from us, and we know that because they're shifting red, and one day you won't be able to see any stars in the sky because the universal. I mean, stuff like that, dude. I can just get lost in. I mean, if I wasn't a guitarist, I would love to be like an astrophysicist or something. If I could do that with it,
But that was going to be my other question, is like, if you weren't a guitarist, what could you see yourself?
If I spent all the time I have on guitar, I could probably cure cancer. So I really, no, I'm serious. I mean, I think about it all the time. I was like, think about how really silly it is that I've spent my whole life, like, I used to tell a buddy of mine, I was like, I'm a grasshopper. And instead of going and looking for food, I'm just like, wiggling my legs together, making this thing try to sound good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a scientist, I'd love to be a scientist. And yeah, it is. It is an art. And I totally, and I'm not just downplaying it. I love being a musician. But I joke with my other classical guitar buddies, and I was like, man, if we spent all the time that we have put on this thing, I mean, we could like cure some serious stuff. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to ask you this: when it comes to what you do, how you do it, all the hours that you put in, all the hustle that because like me, when we're not in a situation, we're busy booking ourselves, we're calling people. It's a business, not just being an artist, but it's a business too when you perform.
Yeah.
And it's hours of doing that, hours of practice. Why do you do it?
Well, the easy line is what I do for a living. So you got to, I'm not going to pay the rent. But yeah, I think that is a tough thing for people. And it's one of those hard knock lessons. You have to be able to separate artist you with I need to pay my rent you. And you do it because you need that security so that I can get up every day and goof around making up nonsense from 9 to 2. I have to, especially when I was first building my stuff, I would plan on being on the phone every day for 2 hours. That was part of my thing, emailing, contacting people, sending out demos and stuff like that to get established. And, nobody cares about your art. Once you have your own like little following, those people will, but for the most of it, you got to think about it like a business. You have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. I mean, the haggling and the talking and the people. I love when I quote somebody and they say, "Well, you're just performing for 30 minutes." I'm like, well, I'm not performing for 30 minutes. You've got years of practice, and I don't know. They don't care about that, but.
Well, here's another thing too, especially when I was a kid and I was young and I didn't know any better, but you have the restaurant or person come up to you at the end of the night, well, can you take this? I was like, well, cool, let me order a steak, and after I eat it, I'm going to offer you a third of what you offered, what you're charging for it. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty messed up. Yeah, it is really messed up. So, that's just part of it. And the thing is, I used to hate it. I used to really hate that it was like me versus them. But that just went away. It's like the people that are putting up the money, they're just business people. And the biggest thing I tell people that are trying to do this is you don't take it personally. It's business. You know what I'm saying? Well, we really can't afford you. Well, thank you so much. And if something comes up, you can't take it personally. That's the biggest thing. And get used to hearing no, like all the time. I used to work, probably some of the best lessons, I used to work for a salesman. I used to work at a guitar store, and he sold pianos and stuff. And he was like, Justin, the number one rule is if you go to 100 doors, you're going to sell one vacuum. He goes, that's the key to sales. Persistence, and you just keep doing it. I mean, and that's probably one of the best business. I mean, I learned so much about business from just talking to him, like having a beer and be like, dude, how do you? He goes, and just knowing, he goes, it's not personal. He goes, you won't know unless you ask. You know what I'm saying? And
that's very true.
The worst they're going to say is no. And then guess what? You knock on the next door. And then you knock on the next door.
Yeah, because you're going to get them. I mean, you're going to get those no's. And, you know, it's the persistence wears down resistance. You keep going, and sooner or later, someone's going to say yes. And that's a great feeling when they say yes.
Yeah, and then eventually you get where your phone's ringing, and you don't have to do as much legwork. And for me, I've been very lucky, and I try to do as much as I can to support the people that book me and stuff like that. I try to do advertise, anything I can do to make it feel like they're getting their bang for their buck.
Yeah, you add value when I mean, I've seen it firsthand. You add value to everywhere you go. I mean, I've seen you in multiple places, and the way you promote that establishment, and when you show up, you kill it. So it's I mean, you're one package, and it's pretty amazing.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's really what I'm going for, because it's not me versus them. It's us versus everybody else.
Do you find that that you're turning more into a brand?
I hope not, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've been on hiatus, and I've been as much as I can do not to think about it, and not even taking the guitar out of the case, because usually that's what gets me. I leave it out, and I'm like, ooh. And then I get going, and then I've been playing for 6-7 hours.
You're like, oh.
Well, you know, it's just that obsession, man. You're just like, oh, I didn't think about this chord could go like this. Oh, this run could go. I mean, you just get going, and it's hard to stop. But yeah, the brand thing. Yeah, we've been kicking around the idea of doing some stuff like that. But my focus has been, and I think my focus now is doing soundtracks, commercially type thing, like trying to get some music on Hallmark, you know.
Oh, hey, I could totally see you on Hallmark Channel doing.
Yeah, I mean, not so much performing, but just my music in the background.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That, you know, hear your songs in the background.
But that's kind of
Hallmark
because
Christmas.
To me, yeah, you know, something like that. And it seems, I mean, you know, when I was a kid, it was more like rock and roll, you know. But now it's kind of like, nah, man. I just want to sit at home doing what I'm doing now and just, you know.
You're in that chillax mode.
I'm chillaxed, baby. I know. When I get back to Lobster, I'll buy myself a new chair so I can really. This one's comfortable, but I'll get a different one.
There you go. All right, Justin, you ready to take some random shots?
I'm ready, man.
You ready? All right, let's do this. So, Justin, shots basically is I'll give you 2 items, and you say which one you like better. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Tacos or pizza?
Ooh. Tacos.
Beer or whiskey?
Oh, these are hard. Beer?
Let's see. Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber?
Timberlake.
We're going to go with Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eric Clapton.
Oh, dude, that's wrong. Eric, because he was my first guitar hero. So even though Stevie Ray was the second one, so that's pretty messed up, Billy.
I hate it.
It's like picking your kids. Like, which kid do you like better?
I mean, I could have thrown in Jimi Hendrix.
I know, and that would have been even worse.
So let's see, mountains or the beach?
Mountains.
Nice. I think you took enough shots. What do you think?
I think I did good.
I think you did great.
That was tough.
People, you know, it's funny when we do shots, people are like, oh, that'd be easy. And then when I give them the random, they're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we're going to do last call, Justin.
All right, cool.
Last call is, I'm going to ask you one final question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully still breathing. Still playing music, you know, spending as much time as I can with family, basically just doing what I do better.
Trying to get on that Hallmark channel?
Trying to get on that Hallmark channel if I can. Or something like that. Not Hallmark particular, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
That kind of vibe. I mean, that kind of music. Not so much, yeah, I mean, I like that kind of like ambient music, so maybe. We'll see. I might change. I might go be in a rock band. Who knows? Whatever's inspiring me at the time, you know?
Whatever floats your boat at the moment, right?
That's right, man.
So, all right, Justin. Well, I thank you so much. We're going to close your tab out. And basically closing your tab means you just plug yourself. How they can get in touch with you, they can book you, how people can hear you if you have your own.
That's super easy. All the ways to find me are on my website, justincguitar.com. I have excuse me. I have links to where you can get my music, Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that stuff. I have videos that links to my YouTube, which I have a bunch of stuff up there. And you can email me through my website. So that's pretty much it, justincguitar.com. It's got my calendar on it where I'll be. Hopefully I'll start my live streaming up in the next couple, I'm thinking probably at the end of July, August, I'm going to probably start my live streams back.
Good.
Depending.
Whenever you do your live streams, I'll just put the phone up and just listen like I'm listening to the radio.
Oh, thanks,
they're
man.
amazing, dude.
I've worked really hard on getting my audio because basically the idea was, well, actually 10 years, and I'll go back to that. That was my plan, that I could do virtual concerts for people, because I did a couple and it's really fun, like in this format, and I'm able to record it too. So as a thank you, I send them the actual mixed recording of the performance, and they could chat to me like this during it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
that's very cool.
Yeah, it was really fun doing, but like it's on the back burner until maybe August or so.
Okay. Well, that's something to look forward to. Justin, thank you
awesome.
so much. Guys,
Thank you,
please
man.
check out Justin. Go to his website. I'll put the link in the description of the website. Guys, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the notification bell. I got videos. I want you to see them. Do all the fun stuff too, like leave comments. Give me a thumbs up if you didn't like it. Give me a thumbs up anyway. Who cares? It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help me. Justin, I love you. Guys, love you too. We'll talk to you all later.
Thanks, brother.
See you, brother.